Hello everyone, myself Muskan Sheikh along with my mate Sanubal Bipari from Parvatibai Chogle College of Arts and Science, Department of Sociology presenting before y'all a documentary on Muslim marriage and rituals in Goa. Marriage is a sacred bond between two imperfect people which is made possible by a perfect God. Marriage is a formal union and social and legal contract between two individuals that unites their lives legally, economically, and emotionally. Similarly, in Islam, marriage is a legal contract between two people. Both the groom and the bride are to consent to the marriage of their own free wills.
The groom's family visits the bride's place to formally ask for her hand. After the families of both the sides agree on the marriage, a date is fixed for the ring ceremony, which was also known as Mangni, which usually takes place a few months before the wedding. In this function, the groom's family bring gifts for the bride such as clothes, gold jewelries, sweets, dry fruits, etc. The groom and the bride are made to sit together and a ritual is performed. This is performed by the elders. They are made to sweeten their mouth with a small amount of sugar. After that, a little amount of ether, that is perfume, is put on their neck and hand. Lastly, the little amount of money is kept as significant to protect them from evil eye. After this, the groom and the bride exchange their rings and a marriage date is fixed. Furthermore, after the Mangani, the Manja Haldi ceremony is performed at both the places, bride's and the groom's house. All the elder ladies come together and prepare a turmeric paste. In late evenings, the bride is brought out of the house and made to sit on a small table. In addition to this, while the bride is sitting, all the ladies come together and start making the boxes around the bride. Meanwhile, they also start to sing. These boxes were made with the help of a rice, which was colored yellow. This ritual was called chauki. But due to modernization, this ritual is no longer practiced. Nowadays, the bride is directly applied the turmeric paste. In olden days, the turmeric paste was applied with hands on whole of the body, but now it is applied specifically on the face. The following day, we have the Mehndi ceremony. The bride is made to sit on a chair. A simple ritual is performed here. In the bride's hand, a pan leaf is kept. The elderly ladies will apply little mehndi on the pan leaf. Similarly, all the ladies will continue this process. But now, this ritual is curtailed. Professional mehndi artists are hired for the bride and for all the guests as well.
Furthermore, after the Mehndi ceremony is the Sanchak. Basically, this is the last pre-wedding ritual of a Muslim wedding. Traditionally, the family of the groom sends jewelry and clothes for the bride to be worn on the wedding day. The Nikah day. The groom arrived with lively barat. In olden times, the groom used to come riding on the horse, but nowadays the groom arrive in their luxury cars with his friends. Apart from this, the bride and groom were made to sit separately in the hall, but now they are made to sit together. The Maulvi recites the verses from Quran. Then the groom's family offer meher to bride. The amount of the meher along with gifts and jewelry is announced on the mic. Furthermore, the Maulvi then asks the bride if she accepts by saying Kubul hai 3 times, and after that the groom is asked the same. After that, they have to sign on Nikah Nama in the presence of the witness of family, and then they seek for blessings from elders of the family. After the Nikah, the Arshi Mushraf ceremony is done, which means once the bride and groom say yes to the wedding, they see each other through their reflections in the mirror. A dupatta or chadar is placed on them and gives them a first glimpse of one another in traditional arranged marriages. Rukhsat. This is the first post wedding ritual. The bride waves goodbye to her family. It is obviously an emotional moment, but when the bride arrives at her new home, she is received with a warm welcome by her mother in law. The Holy Quran is placed on the bride's head to symbolize her duties as a wife. Walima. This is the public declaration that the marriage is done. This is basically the reception party. The bride and groom are treated royally. The bride is introduced to the members of the groom's extended family, relatives, and friends. There are gifts, a lavish spread, and fun and dancing.
After the walima, the bride returns to her home for a day. She spends a day with the family. The husband goes to his in-laws' house on the fourth day after the wedding to escort his wife home with him and live happily ever after. To conclude, marriage was performed as a religious practice, or it was done more in a religious way. But due to modernization, people have adapted and accepted the new changes in cultures. For instance, ceremonies' names have been changed, such as Mangni, which is changed into engagement. Furthermore, several rituals which were performed from ages are no longer practiced. Moreover, people are now more fond of destination weddings, which were never a part of our Indian culture.